Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Over 100,000 students set foot on
I did.
this month. Even though it's an exciting time, this can be a difficult adjustment, and many students find themselves struggling with their mental health. Jack.org is an organization that's trying to help. And here to tell us all about it is Iman Musani, a Jack Talk speaker. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. So why don't we start right off at the top here. So what is Jack.org?
So Jack.org is a youth-run mental health organization dedicated to revolutionizing the landscape around mental health amongst youth. So our goal is to start conversations and to make youth essentially feel like it's okay to talk about their mental health and give them the tools to be able to do so effectively.
Okay. So what is it about this age group that they really sort of seem to struggle with lots of things at this time?
Yeah, so, I mean, if you think about high school or university, all of the changes that come along with that, it's pretty wild. Like, it makes sense that people are struggling. There's so much new independence and so many new pressures that are being added. That's like social pressures and classroom pressures and then pressures at home as well. And so then it becomes hard to know how to manage that when there's kind of a stress everywhere you look.
Yeah, it can be so easily overwhelming, can't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So why do you think peers helping peers seems to really work here?
So, yeah, Jack.org is based around the idea that we are the ones as youth to notice changes in each other and in ourselves before our parents or our teachers might be able to see these changes, and that's because we are the ones who are around each other all the time. So whether that's when you get a bad test grade back, your classmate sitting next to you is the first one to see your reaction, or, you know, if someone breaks up with you, you go to your friend, not your parents. So we believe that we're the ones who are first able to catch those signs of struggle, because those little events can kind of snowball into bigger things really quickly.
For sure they can. It's so interesting because you were saying that it's you right there next to your friend that's seeing this happen. So you're a Jack Talk speaker. So what are you talking about when you're giving these talks?
Yeah, so we go to schools and we talk about, we kind of give them a mental health 101. So like the what is mental health piece, and then we talk about signs of a struggle and how to reach out to people who might be struggling and how to reach out if you are struggling.
Right.
And then we kind of end off by giving resources that they can access within their own communities. So each talk is tailored to the community where we present it. So it's really unique in that way.
Oh, nice. So keeping it nice and local, which is great, right?
Yeah.
So how do you think this is changing the conversation then about mental health?
So I think first and foremost, we are allowing the conversation to happen, which is the biggest change of all. I think, like, even if we think back to when we were in school, there wasn't that conversation happening at all. So we try to just give them a very broad overview and then also encourage students to continue the conversation beyond just the 1 hour talk that we just gave them. And we also provide a lot of tools for them to do that. So we're hoping that by giving them all the resources to continue their advocacy for one another, we're kind of setting them up for success within their schools and their communities.
Yeah. So what does this look like then, sort of on a regular sort of basis? So are you guys sort of floating around the community, or do you just have the talk and then you train these people, as you mentioned, to go out and like help other people, or what is it? How does it work?
Yeah, so if students are interested in continuing the work of Jack.org beyond just the talk that they hear, we have this program called the Jack Chapters. So they're able to set up a chapter within their own school, and we kind of help from afar by providing any resources they might need. That could be material resources, as well as, you know, providing help with initiatives that they want to implement within their schools. But at the end of the day, youth know each other best, and even if I'm 5 years older than a high school student, that they're still more in tune with their needs than I am. So we believe that they are the ones who are going to make the change. So we try and give them as much independence and responsibility as possible in that sphere as well.
Wow. So peers helping peers. There you go. Iman,
absolutely.
thank you so much for being here and telling us all
Thank you for
about
having
it.
me.